White House this time around. Candidates taking on political correctness run amok.
And I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either.
We need to stop allowing political correctness to dictate our policies, because it's going to kill us if we don't.
And a president should be resolute in the destruction of ISIS in the form of the caliphate, and we should not be politically correct about it.
So why does this message seem to resonate so much with voters this time around? Here to discuss is the author of a new book. It's called Retaking America, Crushing Political Correctness, and we're talking to Nick Adams, who's joining us. Good morning to you, Nick.
G'day, Steve Doocy. Always a pleasure.
Why is it that everybody seems to be fed up to here with the whole PC culture now?
Well, I think everyday ordinary Americans realize that every single problem in America today relates back to political correctness.
What do you mean?
Well, whether it's porous borders, whether it is declining educational standards, whether it's the police wearing their own handcuffs, whether it's unsustainable government debt, whether it's burgeoning government size, receding Christianity, a diminished America on the world stage. The list goes on and on and on. And all of this is linked to political correctness. And people are sick, Steve, of being attacked for microaggressing and macroaggressing and trigger warning and white privileging and not knowing the 57 new genders and being called a racist because they criticise President Obama or use Chicago sarcastically in a sentence.
You're so right. And so many of the people watching right now can identify with this because they know exactly what you're talking about. Whether it's saying Merry Christmas or anything else, you just don't quite understand what's going on in the country. Where did all of this PC stuff start?
Well, I think it started on university campuses, Steve, and now it's been weaponized on social media, and it's become really ugly. People are missing out on opportunities. People are losing their jobs. People are castigated, berated, humiliated, pummeled, all for holding an alternative view that happens to blaspheme against the new gospel that the elite preach.
So that would be why when these Republicans and some Democrats say, we've gone we're too PC now, we got to do something about it, but it's hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube.
It is. That's a great analogy. It is very hard to put the toothpaste back in the tube, Steve. The whole thing is that I think ordinary Americans are looking at this, particularly ones that tend to vote Republican, and they're saying to themselves, you know what, the only contribution of so-called conservatives to all of this politically correct hostility is to simply bob like a cork in the slipstream of the Democratic Party. And it's just not good enough. We need to do something about it. Listen, Steve, America is the world's most exceptional nation. The Constitution is the best political document ever written. The United States military is the finest fighting force in the world and the greatest vehicle against evil ever known. America is a country that should be proud of itself. Why should it downwardly assimilate to political correctness? Why should it aspire to mediocrity and not greatness?
It's an excellent point. And that we've got a poll we're going to put up. A lot of you feel this way. It was taken about 4 months ago. Do you agree a big problem this country has is being PC? Look at that. Over 2/3 of the country says, it's a big problem. Looking at the presidential campaign, somebody who has talked a lot about the fact that he is not PC and would like to get rid of more of it, Donald Trump.
Well, look, President Obama is a pussycat. Donald Trump is a lion. And I think he would wipe out political correctness not just in America, but right across the world.
Is there anything we can do at our own levels, with our neighbors or anything like that to become less PC without being, insensitive?
Steve, it's a great question. I always subscribe to the idea that if you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. And I think it's very important that we start using the tactics of the politically correct back on them.
Give me an example.
Well, it's time that we engage in the culture war. I mean, these guys are terrific at hurling epithets at us. We're sexist if we disagree with Secretary of State Clinton. We're racist if we disagree with President Obama. If we don't believe in climate change, we're Neanderthals. Well, it's time for us to start calling them some names. It's time for us to punch the bully in the nose, because political correctness is a sign of a decaying, self-loathing, suicidal race, and that ain't America.
All right. Nick Adams has written a great book. If you want to read what you should do, how you can do it, Retaking America, Crushing Political Correctness is the name of it. All right.
Nick,
thank you very much for joining us. All right.
So, anyways, guys, this is a pretty freaking awesome article, and obviously I'm pretty proud of this dude for Two reasons. I actually spent a fair bit of time in Australia, and it's a wonderful nation. And this dude left Australia, and he came to Texas. That's obviously my hometown. That's where I live. And political correctness has got to go. All right, we're all turning into a bunch of big sissies. You follow Grendel61. He seems to have a series of videos going called "The Pussification of America," and he's totally right. We've all seen Demolition Man and seen what happens when people turn into a bunch of big sissies and worried about offending everybody. And he's right. It's a sign of a decaying empire. So y'all need to stand up and let these people know who are pushing all this crap. They can suck it. This is America. We have free speech. We're allowed to disagree with stuff. And you can't sit there and try to label us domestic terrorists for doing it, because we have the Constitution. And you're going to stand up and you're going to uphold it and you're going to deal with it, or you can move to another country where they control what everybody says and you can stay your ass there. 68% of America, and maybe more than that, in that poll, all right, agrees that this PC crap is bogus. I don't need the U.S. Attorney General telling us that we can't say anything bad about Muslims when they're sitting there wanting to blow us up, okay? And they want to bring them over in droves, and we're supposed to be okay with that and go, oh, isn't that great? I don't fucking think so, people. All right? I'm not racist. I don't discriminate, but come on, man. If people are trying to blow you up, I'm not going to go bake them a cake, all right? They can kiss my ass. Straight up. All right? People keep being politically correct, and they don't want to see the truth right in front of their eyes. So, I don't know about any of you guys. You can leave me your comments and tell you what you think. But personally, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Any kind of religion that I'm sorry, but any kind of religion that's going to subjugate women and make them cover their heads and all this stuff, I'm not going to be cool with. Now, if you want to just be a regular Muslim and you don't want to come and blow us up, do your thing, all right? I'm all for religious freedom, though, all right? But you can't sit there and expect me not to look at these guys and sit around and wonder which one's going to be the next one to blow me up. All right? So yeah, I'm going to say what I think about Obama. I'm going to say Merry Christmas. I'm going to say Hillary Clinton needs to be in jail. And if you want to call me a sexist or a racist or whatever you want, I don't care. This is America, and we have free speech, and being able to say what you mean does not make you a fucking domestic terrorist, but according to our government, it does. And as we can see, an overwhelming majority of the population think it's stupid. So let's pray to God that we can make it through these next 10 months and get this freaking moron out of Washington. Don't get me wrong, I don't think there's a whole lot of much better candidates in there, but come on. So, anyways, I just want to tell y'all, I think this dude is freaking awesome. He definitely holds a personal place with me because of the Australia-Texas ties, but more importantly, he doesn't just want to stop political correctness. He wants to crush it. And good Lord, I am so for that, it's not even funny. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope y'all found this as interesting as I did. I will talk to you guys again soon.